Don't let it ruin your life. What is up, backpackers? My name is Thor, and I help you get on the trail geared up, educated, and more informed. I post new content every single week, so be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, and be sure to turn on your bell notification so that you don't miss one of my videos. Let's get to today's topic. Biggest problem that I had with ultralight backpacking is it was making me obsessed and I wasn't getting out on the trail, and I don't want that to happen to you. Ultralight backpacking has been this, it feels like a new revolution, but I know it's been around for a long time. And I think that ultralight is just hitting a new level because of the technology that we have to create backpacking gear. It's not like there's this group of people that, get together and decide who ultralight backpackers are, who thru hikers are, who weekend warriors are. There's just this thing that happened mysteriously that created this standard that we hold ourselves to. But typically an ultralight setup is a base weight under 10 pounds. Base weight is all of your gear in your pack except for consumables like food, personal hygiene, water, and fuel. Now, that being said, 10 pounds is just what some person somewhere decided that ultralight was going to be, but ultralight might be 20 pounds for you. It might be 30 pounds. Now, 10 pounds does not mean that's it. That's ultralight. That's all you can do. That's just kind of what's typically accepted in the backpacking community as ultralight. Ultralight backpacking is not a bad thing, but you can get carried away and you can get lost in ultralight backpacking. To bring more light to this, let me tell you a story about myself. When I first started backpacking, I started backpacking when I was 15, 16 in the Boy Scouts. Well, it was earlier than that, but when I really got into it, I was 15 or 16. And I had one of those old Army surplus packs with a 10-pound sleeping bag that I strapped to the bottom and all kinds of gear. And you know what? I loved when I went backpacking. But as I got a little bit older, I get into my early 20s and I start realizing I want to do backpacking more seriously. I started looking at newer backpacking gear. And along with that, I searched on YouTube backpacking gear. And when you type in backpacking gear or ultralight backpacking gear or any type of search, you're going to get ultralight hikers. And the ultralight hikers are not a problem, and that's not what I'm trying to say, but you start seeing their gear. You start seeing their Z-Pax Altiplex, that's a $600-$700 tent. You start seeing their sleeping pads that are almost $200. You start seeing all of this crazy gear that you're like, I need this. This is what other people are using. This is what I need. I've got to
take a loan out on my 401k. I've got to refinance my house so that I can get out on the trail.
As we all know, that's not the case. This is what the problem I ran into. I ran into all this expensive gear and I didn't know where to go. I was confused. I saw this cool gear that I wanted and didn't know which to get. So I just started trying gear and I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money, and a lot of return emails were made to companies because the gear didn't work out for me. And it caused me to think, I don't want other backpackers like myself making this same mistake and falling down this rabbit hole that I fell down. Like I said before, ultralight backpacking is not a problem, but those that are thru hikers and that live on trail for months at a time need different gear than somebody like myself that's a weekend warrior. I get out on a couple trips a summer if I'm lucky. Right now, I'm just in a weird stage of life where backpacking is just something that is not at the very top of my list. I've got a wife, I've got children, I'm in school, I've got a lot going on for me right now. And backpacking is, as much as I want to do it all the time, it's not something I get to do all the time. So do I need a $600 or $700 tent? No. Do you need a $600 or $700 tent? Probably not, because the majority of people that are on YouTube are not thru hikers. Thru hikers are the ones that are on the trail all the time. Now, I know it sounds like I'm shaming ultralight, and I'm not, because I have ultralight gear. As you can see behind me, I have what some would call an ultralight backpack, and I'm not shaming it at all. I'm just saying that you need to figure out which pieces of ultralight gear you want to implement into your gear loadout, because I don't have ultralight everything. I feel like I'm more of a lightweight backpacker. If I had to guesstimate my base weight, which I'm not really into anymore. I used to be the spreadsheet guy. I used to count ounces and grams and everything and make spreadsheets, and I was a total nerd. But now, I'm not as concerned about it. And guess what? I get out on the trail more. Now, I know it sounds like I'm shaming ultralight backpacking, but I'm not. All I'm saying is I want you to make conscious decisions about your backpacking rather than your fantasy conscience conscience where you're in another land and you're like, oh, I want to spend $5,000 on backpacking gear because I need it. It's not true. Don't let it ruin your life, please. Let's talk about why ultralight is a good thing. Ultralight backpacking creates a mindset. If you take away one thing from this video, I want you to take away that ultralight is not a finish line. It's a mindset. It's almost like minimalism. You want to go out on the trail and enjoy the trail and the nature. You don't necessarily want to go out and be worried over your gear, have so much gear that you're concerned about how bad your back is hurting and everything. You want to be able to enjoy the environment around you. And ultralight backpacking is something that creates that type of opportunity to enjoy what's around you more. I mean, think about it. If you had to put 100 pounds on your back and run a mile, you're gonna be way more worn out than if I tell you to take everything off, leave a t-shirt, shorts, and running shoes and run a mile. You're gonna be able to do it lighter. Don't tell me that it would be easier to run with more weight on your back, because it's not. But what we need to take home is that ultralight is subjective. And what I mean by this is ultralight is personal to you and to me and to this person and to her and to him and to everyone. It's something different. For some, ultralight is gonna be 6-pound base weight. For some, it's gonna be 10. For some, it's gonna be 15. For others, it's gonna be 20. And that's okay. We're all on the same team here. What we run into is these ultralight backpackers that start gear shaming people, which is just ridiculous. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't care that your tent, it doesn't make you a better hiker because you have a different tent than I do, or you have a better sleeping bag. We're all on the same trail. We're all in this together, so stop gear shaming. Now that I'm off my mini rant, let's get back to it. I think it's good to keep the weight of your backpack in mind because it will create a more enjoyable experience for you. It's hard to argue against that. But what I want you to avoid is being obsessed, and being obsessed to the point that you don't get out on trail because of how obsessed you are with dialing in your gear. It's impossible to dial something in without failing, without ruining something, without breaking something, without getting out there and getting dirty. Get out on the trail, try your gear, and stop being behind the keyboard, obsessed with your gear. Just take what you have and get out on the trail. I said I was done with a rant, but I think I just started another one. Is ultralight gonna ruin your life? No, it's not gonna ruin your life, but it can create some problems that can hinder you from getting out on the trail. Now, what I would plead for you is to take what gear you have and get out on the trail and then start dialing in your gear. The reason that ultralight backpackers have their gear dialed in is because they're on the trail a lot of time and they've tested the gear and they know what they like and they know what they don't like. So let's all do this together. Let's all be ultralight backpackers in mindset, not necessarily in how much weight we're carrying. Now guys, if you found any value in this video today, please smash the like button, please subscribe to the channel, and make sure to turn on your bell notifications because every week I'm posting new content and I'm getting better at making videos, I think, every single week. So hopefully the content just gets better and better for you and it's not getting worse. If it's getting worse, let me know. But also drop a comment below and let me know if you've had an experience with ultralight gear and if it ruined your life temporarily, long-term, or what type of ultralight gear you're still using and you love it. Thank you so much for today. And backpackers, thanks for stopping by.